You might be surprised by what I'm going to say, and if you're seeing this video right now, it's definitely no accident. If this message has crossed your path, it means something big is stirring under the surface. Yes, it's happening. As a chosen one, your daily life might feel anything but ordinary. Subtle signs, hidden messages, and uncanny coincidences often find their way to you. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave 77 in the comments to send a powerful signal to the universe. Watch it on repeat to maximize its energy. And remember, if you're truly a chosen one, you'll watch until the last word. If not, you'll likely click away. Chapter 1. The unmistakable stirring in your soul. Take a moment to reflect on what you've been feeling lately. Is there a stirring, a sense that something monumental is on the brink of unfolding? You might feel restless, more attuned to subtle vibes, or notice that your usual routines no longer satisfy your spirit. These aren't random emotions. They are early indicators that your inner world is aligning with a bigger cosmic plan. It's not about being melodramatic. It's about recognizing you're part of a story that's far more expansive than your day-to-day existence. As a chosen one, you carry an inner compass that points you toward growth, even when the path seems unclear. Perhaps you've noticed that friends or family don't fully grasp your yearning for something beyond the mundane, or maybe you've felt misunderstood or labeled too sensitive for picking up energies others dismiss. Yet your heightened intuition is precisely what equips you to read the early tremors of a big shift. It's like feeling the ground rumble before a major event, telling you to prepare for a new season in your life. This stirring can manifest in various ways. It might be a dream you can't shake, replaying in your mind for days, or a recurring number pattern that seems to appear wherever you go, on license plates, receipts, or digital clocks. You might stumble upon references to a theme over and over again in books, social media posts, or casual conversations. While others might shrug at these coincidences, you sense an underlying message. The universe is calling your attention to an impending change, nudging you to be ready. Sometimes the stirring feels confusing. You may struggle to put it into words because it defies typical logic. That's okay. Part of being chosen is navigating mystery without needing immediate clarity. You sense that clarity will arrive in divine timing, and your role is to stay open. When people ask, "What's next?" you might not have a neat answer, yet your conviction remains unwavering. Something big is happening, and you're at the center of it. In many ways, this stirring is your spirit's way of warming you up for the leap ahead. It's forging resilience, curiosity, and courage. By acknowledging it and leaning into its energy, you strengthen your readiness for what's coming. You realize that your life's about to level up in ways you can't fully predict, but you trust that it aligns perfectly with who you're evolving to be. And so, you allow yourself to feel the excitement, the slight nerves, and the sense of destiny all at once, knowing that the moment you've been intuitively waiting for is finally within reach. Chapter 2. The Signs You Can't Ignore. When you walk the chosen path, everyday life morphs into a tapestry of signs, some obvious, some subtle. It's not that these signs didn't exist before. It's that you weren't tuned in enough to notice them. But now you can't shake the feeling that every corner you turn or every conversation you have is somehow orchestrated to direct you toward your purpose. These signs can be external events, like stumbling on the exact book that answers a burning question or hearing the same phrase repeatedly from different people. They can also be internal, like flashes of insight or an unshakable confidence that descends when you're on the verge of a significant decision. One common sign is synchronicity, a term describing coincidences so uncanny they feel orchestrated by a higher power. Perhaps you've thought of an old friend, only for them to message you moments later. Or you keep encountering references to a particular city, only to find out you're being offered a job opportunity there. These synchronicities spark a sense of wonder, as if the universe is winking at you, encouraging you to follow the breadcrumbs. While skeptics label it chance, you sense a pattern behind these occurrences. Then there are signs in your emotional realm. Maybe you feel a sudden surge of joy or lightness without any obvious trigger. Or tears well up spontaneously as though your heart is releasing old burdens. Emotional shifts can signify that your spirit is purging what no longer serves you, making room. For the next stage of evolution, you find yourself calmer where you used to be anxious or bolder where you once hesitated. This emotional alignment acts like a beacon, guiding your choices with a renewed sense of conviction. Signs also appear through other people's words. Strangers might comment on your aura, friends might echo a solution you've been pondering, or a random interview might mention precisely what you needed to hear. It's as though the universe speaks through multiple channels, ensuring the message finds you. While you remain humble enough not to see yourself as the center of the universe, you still sense these messages are personally tailored, validating that you're on the brink of something transformative. Of course, not every coincidence is a divine signal. The key is resonance. You know a sign is real when it resonates deep within, like a chord struck inside your chest, a quiet certainty that says, "This is for me." It doesn't have to be grand or accompanied by fireworks. The quiet ring of truth in your spirit is enough. And once you start acknowledging these signs, more appear, forming a beautiful web of confirmation. Each day you become more convinced that it's happening, that life's about to break open in ways you once only dreamed. The signs don't lie. They herald a shift that's every bit as monumental as your intuition says it is. Chapter 3. Why it couldn't have happened earlier. It's easy to look back and wonder why these changes are unfolding only now. Why did you endure so many dry spells, false starts, or heartbreaks? As a chosen one, you recognize that timing isn't arbitrary. Every stumble, every delay, every close call was prepping you in ways you might not have appreciated at the time. You had lessons to learn, resilience to build, and experiences that would shape your compassion and insight. Without those milestones, you wouldn't be ready to handle the magnitude of what's coming. Think of it like constructing a building. You can't rush the foundation, or the entire structure risks collapse. Maybe you needed to refine your emotional intelligence or break free from certain toxic patterns. Or perhaps the universe had to line up the perfect collaborators or circumstances that wouldn't have been available earlier. This alignment, your readiness syncing with external opportunities, rarely happens by accident. It's orchestrated to maximize not just your benefit, but also how your gifts can positively affect those around you. Another factor is your own self-image. If you'd received today's blessings a year ago, you might have self-sabotaged. Perhaps you didn't believe you truly deserved success or happiness, so you'd unconsciously push them away. Overcoming personal doubts is essential. The universe doesn't just give you what you want, it gives you what you can handle. Once you prove to yourself, through trials, reflection, and smaller victories, that you can steward bigger opportunities, the floodgates open. There's also a collective angle. The world at large moves through cycles of receptivity. At certain moments, society or your local community is more open to new ideas or breakthroughs. Maybe the people who can elevate you to your next level also needed to evolve so they'd recognize your worth. In short, your personal timeline intersects with the broader tapestry of events and people. When all relevant threads align, your shift becomes not just feasible, but unstoppable. Furthermore, you've probably transformed in ways you never anticipated. Past heartbreaks may have softened your heart, teaching empathy. Job rejections might have honed your perseverance. Each setback laid a puzzle piece that now completes the picture. Without the heartbreaks, you'd lack depth. Without rejections, you'd lack grit. The universe isn't punishing you, it's sculpting you. And now the sculpture is at a point where revealing it to the world makes sense. In essence, the why now question finds its answer in the confluence of internal growth and external readiness. You're not too late. You're not too early. You're exactly on time according to a grander design. That might be a hard truth to swallow when you recall your painful yesterdays. But as you step into this blossoming phase, you'll see how each moment of waiting enrich the ground from which your dreams can now flourish. Indeed, it's happening precisely because now is the moment you can handle it, celebrate it, and expand it. Chapter 4. When doubt is realized, it's real. It's a peculiar turn of events. For so long, people might have brushed off your convictions or even poked fun at the idea that you were chosen for something special. Yet as the evidence of your rising momentum becomes undeniable, Doubters are forced to concede that something genuine is unfolding. They might not say it outright, but you see it in their eyes, the surprise, the recalculating look that says they're rethinking their previous dismissal of your aspirations. Some might pivot quickly, praising you as though they'd supported you all along. Others might approach with cautious curiosity, testing the waters to see if your upgrade is just a fluke or a permanent shift. As a chosen one, it's easy to feel tempted by the vindication. You might want to say, "Told you so." But the deeper calling is about grace. It's a chance to handle their change of heart with a calm understanding that your journey wasn't about proving them wrong. It was about stepping into your truth. Moreover, seeing the shift in how people treat you can spark an internal conversation. Should you trust their newfound admiration or keep them at arm's length? A balanced approach might serve best. Recognize that some individuals genuinely transform their opinions upon seeing your growth. They realized they were too quick to judge or lacked the vision to see what you were building. In such cases, extending an olive branch can lead to meaningful alliances. But maintain boundaries with those who only show up to hitch a ride on your success without respecting your underlying mission. This turning point also highlights the power of evidence. Words rarely convince stubborn skeptics, but tangible progress is hard to deny. When you elevate your career, show unwavering positivity, or demonstrate consistent improvements in health or relationships, the outward proof silences most critiques. They might cling to cynicism for a while, but with each milestone you achieve, the cracks in their disbelief widen. Eventually, many cave to reality. You're not just lucky or going through a phase. You're aligned with a force that's actively shaping your path. Remember, though, that your motivation never hinged on external validation. While it feels good to receive newfound respect, your real fuel was always your inner vision and faith. Still, the acknowledgement from onlookers can serve a practical benefit. Doors that were once closed might open, or resources become available because your capabilities are finally recognized. This doesn't make you indebted to them, but it can streamline your next steps if used wisely. Approach these new alliances with discernment, ensuring that mutual respect underpins any collaboration. Ultimately, having doubters realize it's real is one more sign of your unfolding destiny. It's the external world catching up to what you've known inside all along. Let it affirm your journey, but don't let it redefine your purpose. Keep your eyes on the road ahead, grateful for any support, yet not reliant on it for direction. You were guided by a deeper force that spoke to you when no one else believed. Now that others are finally seeing the light, it only confirms what your spirit proclaimed from the start. Yes, it's happening. Chapter 5. Embracing the joy without guilt. It's happening. You're filled with happiness, excitement, and relief. Yet if you've been taught to see joy as something you must ration, guilt can creep in. Perhaps you notice others still struggling and wonder if it's fair to celebrate. Or maybe you fear that flaunting success will stir jealousy or negative reactions. Let's be clear. Embracing your joy isn't just permissible, it's vital to your growth. Your visible happiness can be a guiding light for people mired in doubt or discouragement. When they see you fully inhabiting your triumph, it reassures them that their own breakthrough is within reach. This openness isn't selfish, it's inspirational. By living your joy authentically, you convey the message that fulfillment is possible. People who feel stuck might be drawn to that promise, finding hope in your example. While celebrating, remember humility. Every individual's path unfolds differently, and some are still enduring hardships you once faced. Sharing your achievements with compassion can spark hope rather than envy. Let your story highlight perseverance, not superiority. Show that if you could rise above challenges, others can too. Choosing how to celebrate matters as much as deciding to celebrate. Instead of flashy splurges, opt for experiences that nourish gratitude. Maybe it's a weekend in nature or a quiet dinner with those. Chapter 5. Embracing the joy without guilt. Who supported you? These heart-centered celebrations keep you grounded and thankful, reinforcing the spiritual essence of your upgrade. Should guilt persist, recognize that it often arises from old beliefs about scarcity or undeservedness. Remember that you earn this uplift through alignment, effort, and faith. The universe doesn't hand out rewards randomly. Your success doesn't negate another's struggles, it can inspire them to seek their own breakthroughs. By standing boldly in your light, you invite others to believe in their capacity for transformation. Ultimately, letting yourself feel joy is an act of gratitude. You honor the path you've traveled, the guidance you received, and the courage it took to say yes to a bigger vision. Joy and gratitude form a positive feedback loop, lifting your energy. From that higher vibration, more blessings can flow into your life. By celebrating wholeheartedly, you tell the universe you welcome abundance. Often that's exactly what arrives, an ongoing flow of good that enriches not only you, but also those who look to your example for hope and direction. As you commit to embracing joy without guilt, you pave the way for greater blessings, uplifting your journey and the collective. Chapter 6. Preparing for the opportunities ahead. As everything shifts in your favor, it's not just about basking in the glow of blessings. Equally important is preparing for the new opportunities that will spring up, often in rapid succession. Chosen ones learn quickly that success or breakthroughs can be wasted if you're not organized enough to handle them. You might find yourself juggling unexpected projects, meeting influential people, or facing choices that demand immediate action. So a bit of foresight can make the difference between a smooth ascent and an overwhelming scramble. Start by streamlining your life. If your living space is cluttered, set aside time to tidy up. Clearing physical clutter often mirrors clearing mental and emotional clutter as well. If your schedule is jam-packed with activities that no longer serve you, consider pruning them. Focus on endeavors that align with the direction you sense your life taking. This frees bandwidth for new experiences, ensuring you don't turn down golden chances simply because your calendar is full of outdated commitments. Next, assess your skill set. If you anticipate climbing in your career or personal projects, figure out whether you need extra training or improvement in certain areas. Maybe you can enroll in a short online course, read specialized books, or seek mentorship from someone who's already mastered the terrain you're entering. By proactively honing your capabilities, you show the universe you're serious about stewarding the opportunities that come your way. Networking is another strategic move. If you sense a shift in your professional life, for instance, start attending relevant events or connecting with like-minded individuals online, even if you're unsure how these relationships might help, building connections in advance can pay off later. People often remember those who engage them with authentic curiosity. When an opportunity arises for collaboration, your name pops into their minds because you already planted the seed of rapport. Also, refine how you represent yourself both online and offline. Update your profiles or resumes to reflect not just your past achievements, but also the direction you're aiming for. If someone glances at your background in passing, they should see a cohesive story that matches your current aspirations. This helps attract the right offers and avoid mismatched opportunities that eat your time without advancing your mission. Finally, maintain your mental equilibrium. Opportunities can flood in quickly, leading to an adrenaline rush that tempts you to say yes to everything. While it's great to be open-minded, practice discernment. Evaluate each proposition's alignment with your core values and long-term vision. Remember that as a chosen one, your energy is precious, not to be scattered on peripheral distractions. By balancing eagerness with wisdom, you ensure that each step you take fortifies your journey, turning a random spike in luck into a sustainable elevation. Chapter 7. Trusting the Unfolding. With all signs pointing to a major upward shift, the final piece of the puzzle is trust. Not blind faith that absolves you of any responsibility, but an informed trust, formed from your internal growth, the synchronicities you've witnessed, and the alignment you now feel in your gut. You sense a bigger plan at play, and your role is to keep stepping forward, even when the path remains partially in shadow. Because let's face it, for chosen ones, certainty in every detail is rare. The universe often reveals just enough for the next move, testing whether you'll trust that each subsequent step will. Trusting the unfolding. Trusting the unfolding requires releasing the urge to control every outcome. Of course, plan and set goals, but understand the difference between strategy and obsession. When you cling too tightly to a single outcome, you blind yourself to alternate routes the universe might provide. Some of the best breakthroughs come in forms you never envisioned. Maybe you yearn for a promotion in your current field, only to get a surprising offer from another industry that better suits your talents. By staying flexible, you let destiny breathe into your plans, weaving them into something richer than you initially imagined. Another part of trust is accepting that setbacks might still pop up. An unexpected bill, a slight delay in that dream project. These hiccups don't mean your shift is fake or fleeting. No, no. Bumps in the road often test your resolve. Will you revert to old pessimism or keep faith that solutions are within reach? If you remain unwavering, the universe typically responds with timely aid or creative inspirations that turn potential derailments into mere detours. Each mini crisis becomes proof that you can handle adversity without losing the plot. Trusting also involves patience with yourself. As you evolve, you might outgrow certain mental scripts overnight, but other habits or beliefs linger. That's okay. Self-transformation is a marathon, not a sprint. Celebrate each piece of progress, but don't condemn yourself for not being an overnight sensation of perfection. Compassion for your own learning curve helps you stay anchored in gratitude rather than frustration. Finally, remember that trusting the unfolding doesn't imply passivity. You're an active co-creator, weaving your intentions with universal intelligence. You do your part, taking steps, refining skills, engaging opportunities, while trusting the universe to orchestrate the bigger picture. This dynamic partnership is the heart of a chosen one's journey. You bring free will and effort. The universe brings synchronicity and grace. Together you shape a reality that transcends mundane predictability, aligning with a destiny that's both self-directed and divinely guided. And that, dear soul, is how you know it's truly happening.